The set create function also has the ability to use wildcards for that purpose. And one of the quickest things or ways to get information out is to actually get the data out and have it write the table for us. So I'm going to write all the parameters out for the various parts that I've requested. And you can see here that it's written out the modeled by for each of those PRT files that we have, and they currently have no value. So these are things that already exist. So we could have just used a normal set function to make the changes, but we're gonna do a set and a create at the same time here. So I'm gonna do a star.prt to update the current values. We'll say that this is gonna be DHB, and then I'm gonna enter in another PRT. I don't need the item root. That's really for just an export thing, but it's going to be ignored on the import. And let's type in let's copy that, and we'll say modeled by 2 k and then we could default it. It's going to default to a string by default, but I'm going to copy these and we're going to set this to false for the designation. So here's what our data looks like for our table. And I'm going to comment out these two particular commands because we're not going to rewrite the table or clear it, but we are going to use that table as an import reference. So we're going to use our set create function for table parameter. And as you can see here, it's needing the table name, which is a prefix of TBL : my table. And we're going to take this table of information with these wildcard settings and just run that. So what this has done is it's gone in and it's created and set existing values. So if we come and take a look at any of the parts that are in here, sort this so we have it a little bit cleaner. We can see that we have our modeled by and modeled by 2. We can also report that out a little bit more generically. So I'm going to turn off the set create, and I'm just going to rerun this. And what it's going to do is it's going to clear this table out and then repopulate it with the get data that we've asked for. And as you can see here, we've got our change for modeled by. Let's change this to modeled star to get all of the parameter names that are out there that match that. And you'll notice that in fact we've got our modeled by and modeled by 2 set for each of the components that we've asked it to make modifications to.